Welcome to the 65th episode of the Mayor's Mixtape. I'm Haley Sue Robinson, Director of Public Affairs for the City of Pueblo.
I'm Heather Graham, City of Pueblo Mayor.
Brian McCain, Chief of Staff.
And I want to remind you, you can find us on Apple, Buzzsprout, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also watch us on local Channel 17. If you have questions or topic suggestions, you can email us, mayor@pueblo.us. And Mayor, we missed you last week.
Yeah.
It's good to have the mayor back on the Mayor's Mixtape.
It was an important one, though.
Yeah, it was important. But we had a great week last week. Good turnout at the open house at the shelter. Yeah, lots of good stuff going on. Last night we actually kind of had a late night for City Council. It was a long night. 16 ordinances. One was continued till July, so pretty long agenda. But we had some exciting things last night. One thing in particular, Ianne's Pizzeria is now a local historic landmark. I learned some things last night at council when Barrett was giving the staff report. They were one of the first restaurants to ever do takeout. Served the CF&I steel mill. And I think one thing in particular is just the fact that they have that long-standing history. They've been there for as long as they have, and they're still there and still have the intentions to be there. So that was a fun celebration. Sometimes we don't necessarily have like fun ordinances, and that one felt like a feel-good one. Yeah. So that was cool.
It was interesting talking to the family after, and they disclosed that they're seeing some improvements.
Yeah, I thought that was great
down in that area, and that was good.
Yeah,
we don't always hear that, so it's good to hear that.
Their son has come back and been part of the family business for the last 5 years, and he said he's seen some improvement on Northern Avenue, and excited to see some more changes coming.
Yep.
Yeah. Additionally, City Council approved the agreement for the shelter for $210,000 for home ARP city funds. So that was from a grant that the city received in 2022, and we created the home ARP annual action plan. And so that's no hit to the general fund. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, so this is the last piece that will come through City Council for this year to fund the shelter through 2026.
Got it. Okay. Another project approved last night was the short-term loan for the regional recycling project with Design for Recycle. So they're actually going to utilize the 10-cent bag fee that the city has collected. So can you tell us a little bit about that project?
Yeah, so actually that project came through us through Advance Pueblo.
Okay.
So when we first started our webpage with our application, they applied wanting to know if there was any kind of assistance for infrastructure or equipment for local businesses in the community. So we actually went out and did a tour. Many of us went and looked, and it's very interesting. They do really everything by hand.
They do hand baling.
Yeah, not what you would, sorting. And then they have a couple balers on site, but this baler is going to help with the plastic. So they do the hospitals.
Cool.
They do the big orange bags, if you see them.
Sure.
Out on curbs, that's them. They do all the city's recycling. And so they had received a grant from the state.
Yeah, CDPHE.
But it's a reimbursable only. So they'll get reimbursed the funds, and then they'll reimburse the city for purchasing the baler. And so it didn't necessarily qualify for half-cent sales tax dollars, but our director of finance was pretty clever and came up with the opportunity to use our bag collections fee. So the city had a little bit over $500,000, and we haven't spent that money. And what better way to spend the recycle bag fee on being able to recycle plastic faster. So what's going to happen is they're going to get reimbursed, and then they'll pay back the city for the money that we loaned them.
And so they'll get the new baling machine, and then it also helps pay for the shipping cost of it. And like you said, it's a reimbursable grant that they received from the state, but they have to front the money in order to be reimbursed.
Yeah, and they're a regional recycling center, so they do more than just Pueblo, different areas in southern Colorado. So that grant was, I think, about $1.5 million, and so they've bought other pieces of equipment already that they've been able to help with their process. So it was really cool. But yeah, that was one of our very first projects that came through Advanced Pueblo.
Cool.
So being able to connect and figure out a way that we can help I wouldn't say small, but a
local business.
Smaller business. They have 10 employees there.
Okay.
And a dog.
That's important.
And it's very important. So it was cool to see the whole process come full circle last night.
Great. Also, last item on the agenda was the employment agreement and the special warranty deed for 350 Keeler Parkway with MxV Rail. So they, Carrie Gonzalez mentioned last night that it's really a performance guarantee contract. So they guarantee that they're going to employ 200 jobs at an average salary of $92,000 a year for the next 10 years, or they owe the city if they don't live up to their side of that contract. Can you talk a little bit about that process?
Sure. So this was existing. So this is something more like we would call retention.
Okay.
For the job. So they had received an economic development incentive package 5 years ago when TTCI turned to MxV Rail. They needed office space. They needed a building. They actually went in a building on Keeler that was SAR, which was another economic development project that didn't work out. So the city had the building.
Sure.
PDF had the building. It was our property, but it was in PDF's name, and they managed the property. And so they went above and beyond their job requirements, and so they were able to hit that limit of cash value much faster than most people do because they have so many employees and they grew their employees. So their lease was up. So they came to the city. Gosh, this had to be January. I remember it was January, February-ish. It was around the state of the city, saying that they had heard that the city was going to be taking the property back and they'd continue to work through some kind of agreement. And so we met with them several times and found out that they had actually invested $7 million into the city's property. Yeah. So we went out and toured it. It's pretty impressive what they've done in the short time that they've done it.
Sure.
They also have all of their rail lines out at Pueblo-plex. So it's a pretty vast footprint, not just inside of the city, but outside of the city. And so their job numbers have gone up since the first incentive package. Their pay has gone up. And so what better way to retain a good employer in our community than to be able to help provide an incentive that they need, a building. So over the next 10 years, they're going to be required to meet that 200 employees, which was 40 additional employees to what their previous commitment was.
Okay.
And I think $20,000 more, $22,000 more an employee. I think it's at $92,000 pre-benefit, those are really good paying jobs.
Absolutely.
For this community. And the building, we had it appraised, came back at a little over $10 million. Right. We had it appraised. We knew what the appraisal value was before they were in there. I believe that was around $5 million. And so the money that they have put in for infrastructure has increased the value, their value, right? And so what better way to show appreciation to a good employer than to work through an economic development agreement that benefits the community and benefits MxV Rail. So after 10 years, if they have kept these employee numbers, that building will go to them.
Great. Okay. I think another thing that's pretty notable about MxV Rail is not only do they employ at least 200 individuals in the community, but they also bring a lot of folks into the community with their certification program.
Yep.
And so, there's times where you go down to the Riverwalk or you go to Brews or Angelo's or somewhere down here near the convention center, and you kind of look around and you're like, I don't know all these people. And a lot of them are firefighters from other communities getting certification here.
And they spend a couple weeks here. Mm-hmm. They're out staying in our hotels, eating, drinking.
Yeah.
And so not only do they just have their full-time jobs,
right.
But all of the classes that they bring throughout the year. It's pretty.
It's a really good benefit to the community, and they also have really great partnerships in the community through CSU Pueblo with Central High School and District 60. Yeah. They're really good community partners. So just glad to see, as you mentioned, retention and investment in our community. Yeah, with good community partners.
Yeah, and good paying jobs. I mean.
Yeah.
We previously have spoke a lot about Project Falcon. 300 job request from the city alone is $68 million in cash, land, right?
Sure.
This is 200 continued jobs at 92,000, so almost 30,000 more, give or take, per job. No cash up front, no cash ever, a building that they have invested and maintained for the last 5 years. So when you're kind of looking at the different types of incentive packages that the city has provided over the years, I feel very comfortable with this one. I think that this is a win for everybody involved.
Sure. And I think something you just pointed out, though, too, is that there are different types of incentives that the city can put together. So it might not always be half-cent sales tax funds. It might not always be a building. It might be a loan or an investment.
Waivers.
We saw it 2 weeks ago with the development on the west side for wastewater fees. There are different levers, I guess, that we can pull to help incentivize developers or companies and folks who are investing in the community. So it's interesting, all the tools and assets that we have that you kind of don't necessarily think about off the top of your head. I think
or that people don't know that it's actually the city that you have to come from.
Sure.
I mean, all of the waiver fees, tap fees, any kind of horizontal development, that's all through the city of Pueblo. So once those big fish are brought into the community, it's the city of Pueblo who gets it over the finish line by being able to connect and formulate those incentive packages and make sure that the developer or the prospect is getting the value, the top value of every piece that we have to offer.
And that it's also valuable to
and that's valuable to the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's weird, isn't it? It's like we kind of know what we're doing.
Anything else you'd like to talk about for City Council last night, Mayor?
Oh, just that it was long and dreadfully painful, especially towards the end. When you have just one City Council member who, would just publicly say that they're going to vote anything down that the mayor touches. It's not good. It's not good for the community. You can disagree with me. I can disagree with them. But to publicly state and vote down good projects like the two of these, like the historical landmark in Bessemer in his own district, for Ianne's. I can't make sense of that. So last night was painful, but there was some wins and we got through it.
And it started off with a bang.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I thought the start of council...
President Aliff did a really good job of organizing and putting that whole thing together. He knew what he wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the last regular meeting before the 4th of July, so we wanted to do a 250, 150 celebration. and we had the national anthem sang, got some vets in. Mm-hmm. What was really funny was when he asked them to come up and take a picture, there were more in the audience. They don't like to get up and take pictures.
I yelled at the city staff because Barb and Ben were sitting back, and Ben said, Barb's not going. I said, Barb, get up there. We have a lot of veterans who work for the city, but they're really humble and don't want the recognition.
Yeah, so it was really cool. It was a nice way to start the night.
Yeah, I agree. And anytime we can have the honor guard, the national anthem, it just, I don't know, it felt cool to start city council that way.
Patriotic.
Yeah, exactly. And it is, I think one thing that's super unique for us as Coloradans, the 250, 150 celebration, everyone is celebrating 250 years of America, right? But it's pretty cool that we get to celebrate 150 in Colorado and just unique things. Also, last night with the church, 150 years.
Yeah.
I think July 12th is 150 years for them. I mean, just the history that we have in Pueblo, the history we have in Colorado, it was really cool. Yeah, it was a good way to start the night. Thanks for bringing that up, Brian. I appreciate it. Anything else I'm missing?
It's hot.
It is hot. It's very hot.
Puebloans.
It's supposed to rain this week. Hopefully we get some moisture. I know everyone's worried about the heat and the dryness.
And the fireworks, and we're still taking that into consideration depending on if we get some weather this week. So
yeah,
there'll be some decisions made towards the end of the week.
Mm-hmm. Lots of conversations with fire chiefs. Yep. Lots of conversations about, red flag warnings, what's appropriate. I know it was a tough week for fires in southern Colorado. It's going to continue to be tough with fires.
So go out and do a rain dance. Is that what you're saying?
Sure, why not? Let's do it. Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, a couple things that are coming up that I want to remind everyone. City of Pueblo is hosting our public open house on Thursday, June 25th from 5 to 7 for the 24th Street Bridge over BNSF Railroad and the transportation study to downtown. Meeting is at Centennial High School, which is located at 2525 Mount View Drive. That won't be live streamed because it's more of a one-on-one interaction. We want folks' feedback. So we have had a lot of folks asking, is there going to be a live stream? There's kind of nothing to live stream because there's not an actual presentation or like a PowerPoint. Also this weekend, join us for the Steel City, Arkansas River Festival, Saturday, June 27th at Waterworks Park. Fun for the whole family, build your own boat race, Generation Wild Adventure Alley, music, food trucks, community bike and paddle parade, plus the rubber duck race. That's from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Scarf. More information at pueblo.us/scarf or 719-553-2790. Anything else I'm missing, Mayor?
There's so much. I don't know. I think we're good.
There's always a lot.
Yeah. Just making sure we hit all the high points.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay. Well, don't forget, you can find us on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Buzzsprout, wherever you get your podcasts. Email us, mayor@pueblo.us. Tell your friends, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.